those jokes.
What about me? Okay.
I was going to talk to you about that.
Okay, it's recording now.
Okay.
So I am here with a friend named Glenn. That's his stage name. Who wants to ask me some questions. Recording isn't that great, but hey, what do you expect?
You were talking about your relationship with your dad.
Right?
Do you want to elaborate on that?
I have no relationship with my dad any longer. That's by his choice. To be honest with you, I don't know why.
If you had to guess, why would you think it was?
I'm not sure.
If you had to guess.
Well, I know my biological mother, who is his ex-wife, has always treated me like I was another woman.
Jealousy.
Jealousy.
So dysfunction.
Of course. That's without a doubt. But I was always like Daddy's little girl. And then as an adult, she got more jealous of our relationship. And I don't know exactly, like you said, just make a guess if I were to guess. He's a very prejudiced man. And he hates African American people, like just hates them.
Okay.
And
what is his nationality?
My dad's white.
Okay.
And he's white, but he's half white, half Hispanic.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. I think my biological mother was telling him that I was dating a black guy or had a black boyfriend or something. And what I didn't. I mean, if I did, I would say I did, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what more. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more than that, but because when I would try contacting my dad on phone and stuff, he would call me
right.
Like, yeah, he'd call me names. It would led me to think that. But anyway, so what was your next question?
We talked about this earlier, why we're doing we were talking about your shoes. I was admiring your footwear. And you said, oh, I have... So let's talk about fashion. We had talked about you were going to go shopping. And
I said I wanted to get a corset.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Back to the shoes. How many pairs of shoes do you have?
I don't know. I know I have a closet full of shoes.
Okay.
Speaking of the shoes, I need to do my toes.
I was going to talk to you about that.
I'm gonna close this door, okay, guys? Thank you.
Okay. That's Gina. We're doing our interview.
We're recording, so
we're doing an interview.
Just to let you know.
Go ahead, Gina.
You can talk. You can talk.
Come on, get on the camera. I'll zoom in on you.
That's all good.
Very good friend of ours.
So, because I'm going to sound lame, I didn't know we were doing an interview, so it's kind of impromptu for me. So I didn't have any questions. I don't even know what I'm supposed to ask.
No, well, what kind of questions were you asking upstairs? You were asking me about my clientele.
Your clientele, your profession.
Mm-hmm.
The danger. The one I really wanted to know is the danger side of it.
Very dangerous.
Okay, obviously it's very dangerous.
I've been kidnapped twice.
You've been kidnapped twice. Do you want to talk about that?
Not too much, but
okay.
I was actually buried alive. I was buried alive.
And yet you still do this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because...
right there, people are going to think, what are you thinking?
Crazy.
You're crazy, right. You're crazy.
I am crazy sometimes, but not meant. I don't have a chemical imbalance crazy. Not crazy. I just say that it's a very, very big risk versus reward here. But it's right now my only means of survival. I have the only support safety net that I have is a woman who I call my mother. She's not my biological mother, but she has been my mother for the past 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows what I do.
I was going to ask, do you know her professionally?
Yeah.
Do you work with her professionally?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't work with her professionally.
Is there a professional tie?
No.
Okay.
None whatsoever. When I had my series of unfortunate events unfold in my life.
These are personal.
Personal,
The ones?
yeah.
Okay.
She,
We're going to assume this is an ex-boyfriend or a husband or a...
no, we'll say ex-husband.
Okay, okay.
I was on the street and she took me in, and she's a tough woman.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived with her for years, but at the moment I can't. And the roommate that I have now is such an idiot. He's such a lame.
Okay.
And I'll say that to his face. But I am in the process of moving. But just a person that has no children, no ex-wife, no wife, no girlfriend, no nothing. He's just a lame, and he has he's a habitual liar for no reason. And I don't like when somebody lies to me.
Yeah, nobody
especially
likes,
for no reason.
Nobody likes dishonest.
Because it insults my intelligence.
Exactly.
And I'm like, don't insult my intelligence, don't.
Right.
Because you don't want to see that side of me. I mean, I believe people, that lie for no reason deserve to be punished in some way or something. Like, I don't
They're
know.
just dishonest people.
Yeah, they're dishonest people, but when you're constantly doing it, it's like, to me, the biggest thing that will push my buttons is insulting my intelligence. Because doing what I do, there's a lot of people that I come across who, because of the title of my profession, assume that I'm like some young, dumb chick.
Right, that they can take advantage
That they
of
can
you.
take, yeah, and that's the one thing that will not happen, because I won't be taken advantage of.
Right.
I won't. I can see it coming from a mile away, so I'll stop it. But as far as, like you said, back to the dangers of it, yeah, it's pretty dangerous. And if I had a different opportunity right now to do better, then I would do better.
Okay, we'll get to that, and I don't want to give away any of your secrets, but I'm sure you probably take precautions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you, especially if bad things have happened to you before. I'm hoping that now you're kind of prepared. Maybe we should say. Okay, good.
Very
so
prepared.
Hopefully that makes people feel a little bit better that you're not just blindly putting yourself in danger.
No. Well, and honestly, before, when I first got into my line of work, I didn't care anymore.
Right, at that
I
time.
I had no will to thrive.
Right.
Basically, so I was very much risk taking. And now, it's been a few years. I care about my life, and so, therefore, going from the very bottom of this profession to the height that I am now, it's very, very different. The way I go about things, the location that I work,
The clientele.
that I accept. I screen all my clients, and
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. Tell me about. We'll say that. Obviously, I'm not. I'm just. We're just friends. But if I were a client, so would I? First off, we'll start with that. Where would I find you? Would I find you? I'm obviously online.
Online.
Okay. And I email you. I message you. I get a hold of you.
You make an appointment.
I make it. Oh, okay. And then it's a face-to-face screening.
No, it's
where does it go from there?
okay.
You tell me.
Based on just your phone number. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is fun.
Based on just your phone number alone,
You can tell stuff.
I have a certain way of screening,
Okay.
and I have a lot of no-shows.
I bet.
So I don't give my precise location right away.
Right. Of course.
And then most of the time, I have, my clientele become established clientele, and they are regular.
They're the bread and butter.
They're the bread and butter.
Okay. I lost my train of thought because we were giggling.
Okay, let's see. Think really hard and give me like 2 more questions, because I'm a little too relaxed right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
That smells good, whatever they're cooking. It smells like chicken.
This interview is going to get cut short because Candace's going to want to eat lunch. I had stuff upstairs. Okay, so there's the danger. There's okay, let's do this. You said you've done this for a couple years. Where do you see yourself in 1 year, and where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay, in 1 year, I see myself getting established somewhere independently as far as living goes,
Okay.
my living situation. And I'm thinking about I've been looking, as far as the nursing thing goes, I've strayed away from getting back into that same kind of work because of emotional baggage that I carry
Okay.
with that. But as far as some other type of career training or something, I've been looking at different schools and different things, just to get into something that's going to get me out of this. But, also, let me add, I don't mean to cut you off.
No. You're good.
I don't mind doing the massage thing. I enjoy doing that.
Okay.
But if I'm going to continue doing that, because I have pretty good clientele. They're pretty loyal. And, half the girls in this city are not close to the service I provide. But I'm very upscale. And most of my clientele are as well. But I wouldn't mind opening up my own shop.
Okay. So, with what I know and with what you know, we all know that a lot of the adult industry, they always say, they want to get out of it. Do you really want to? Do you really, really in your heart want to get away from it? Now,
it's not.
let me ask you this.
It's depending on which. Go ahead. Ask me.
Because what I'm asking is, especially when, like you said, you've built yourself up. You're not on the lower. We're not going to talk about finances, but I know you well enough to know that you make decent money, and are you willing to give up certain money to get, you know what I mean? Would you take a pay, or is it going to be like you're only going to take something?
Right. I'm not going to settle for less.
Right. Okay. So
yeah, I do
kind of pigeonhole yourself.
I do a little bit, yes, because it's very hard to. Okay, it's like going from having a charge nurse position,
Sure.
and accepting something like a Taco Bell clerk position.
Sure, absolutely, and that's why I'm asking, because
Yeah.
you're not gonna.
I'm not gonna just take anything, because I've
Right.
had so-called friends where I won't mention any names, but
Right, offer you.
so-called friends who have said, "Look, Carl's Jr. is hiring. Why don't you get an application?"
Right.
Just okay. First of all, Carl's Jr. isn't going to pay me enough to live on.
Right.
Second of all, I'm going to be getting deductions from the IRS.
Sure.
And
No,
where am I going to live at in the meantime?
Right, you answered the question.
It's certain. I've had certain clients that have been around me for a few years. Like there's one specifically who I think I'm very, very thanks be to God that my eyes are open to the type of person that he is, because for a long time I was real I would say maybe desperate or needy, to where he fed into that, and kind of like there's this song, it's called Find Out For Yourself, and in the song he says some men here, they find a special interest in your career. They want to help you to grow and then siphon all your dough, but not that part, maybe. But he says, some men here, they know the full extent of your distress. They kneel and they pray and they say, "Long may it last."
Right.
Because and then
he's feeding off of your...
Right, because he okay, first of all, he knew back then that, if I, as long as I, because I didn't drive, as long as I needed a ride I couldn't rent hotel rooms in my name without a credit card, major credit card. He had that, of course. Okay, which, by the way, he never rented rooms for me. I always had to pay the room the next day, but always wanted to be around me and take me here and take me there and not pay for my time like everybody else.
Sure.
And then
He was trying to hold it over you.
that's exactly what he was doing.
Sure.
And he would always label himself as being delightful and a great guy. He said it so much, I almost feel like I told him, you're trying to convince yourself.
Right.
You say it so
Right,
much, you're just
right.
trying to convince yourself. I said, keep trying to convince yourself because you're not going to convince me.
Right.
You know, he was always pretty good at, because I was like one of his favorites. Pretty good at jumping for me, but at the same time, he always wanted something from me for free. And dude, how did I meet you? You get all offended because every time you wanted to do whatever, I tell you put up your
Right.
money, you get all offended. You had no problem paying for me before, so why would you think that you can get away with doing it for free?
Sure.
You can't. And so therefore, he just started, I guess, becoming bitter towards me, and that's fine because you know what? Hey, there's a lot of different ways of me getting around now, versus back then when I didn't try hard enough to get around myself or do things myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, I don't need anybody, really, just myself and God. So, scratch that.
So is he still okay? We'll
we're in touch. We keep in touch sometimes, but honestly,
the relationship's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same because he's just so
Needy.
He's I'm trying to make sure that this is still recording. The sun got brighter. He's very he's always wanting praise for everything, every single thing that he does, and he complains about he's as far as money
he's
goes,
high maintenance.
He's high maintenance for himself, but he's so flippin' tight with his money.
Right.
He would take me to the Goodwill or the dollar store and expect me to freaking throw a parade for him. Like, dude, are you serious?
Right.
Like, this person over here would take me to go eat at, this restaurant where you want to take me to fucking Albertsons and buy a sandwich or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not that he doesn't have the money. It's just that he's just one of those people who are very, very, he'll show me things at the dollar store and like, look, and I'm, okay, you're going to buy it? And he'll shut up and he'll put it back. Dude, it's a fucking $1.
Yeah.
It's like, just is disgusting to me, but anyway. What it was is people like him, and I wish that is something that I see myself doing in 5 years, is opening up my own type of safe home or safe haven for young girls who really have nobody out in the street, and men like this person
Can't
see
pray.
that and they prey on them, and just, dude, get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you for opening my eyes, God. So
Good.
we can maybe have another interview after a nap or
Good.
lunch or something.
Did I do okay?
Did I do okay?
You did awesome.
You did too.
No, quit it. Stop.
Okay, bye everybody.
You just buttered me up.